This is a York map. I'm over here. And the public library is over here. There isn't much going on. What's that hammering noise? As I turn my head toward the Victorian desk, I see the source of the insufferable noise. The librarian is torturing her keyboard. I hate computers. Might be connected to the fact that I'm not very computer literate. Who knows, might be useful. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, please?
Do you know anything about the Templars?
Only a little. They were a pop group that made quite a splash in the 60s, you know. The ones with the mop-top hairdos.
I think the group you're talking about were the Beatles. The Templars are some sort of chivalric order whose descendants tried to take over the world recently. You don't believe me, do you?
Not really, sir.
There's not much going on today, is there?
You're right. It's because Revolution Software is holding a public launch of their new computer game. It's called Broken Sword. Do you know it?
I don't, and to be honest, it doesn't really sound that great. I don't think it'll be a success. In a few weeks, no one will be talking about it anymore. So, what are you writing there?
None of your business.
Sorry, I only asked.
I was joking, sir. My late mum always told me be friendly and funny to all the people you meet.
Yeah, very funny.
Stop making fun of me.
I'm sorry,
I was just taking the mickey out of you.
Stop it.
Okay, I see. You're not a humorous person.
Yes, I am. I can be extremely funny. Why did the blonde climb up a glass wall? There was someone outside the door who told me that joke. Don't you think that kind of joke is cruel? Well, let's change the subject. I need some information about one of your members, Jimmy McGlaw.
I'm afraid that's impossible.
Why?
Because I can't just hand out private information to a complete stranger. Data protection, you see.
Sure, but I'm not a stranger, am I?
Aren't you? Then you must be Michael Burns, the one Mr. McClough said was his best friend.
Yes, I am.
Funny, I made the name up.
Damn it. Well, thanks anyway. Bye.
Bye!
Excuse me.
Yes?
My name is Stobart. George Stobart.
Hi. My name's David.
Hi, David. Does the word Templar ring any bells?
Sorry, I don't know anything about that. I'm studying animal science, and it's nothing about animals, is it?
Actually, it kind of is. A weasel and a gorilla are working for them.
A weasel and a gorilla? How?
That's a long story.
I see. Unfortunately, I'm in a bit of a rush with this. I have to hand in my essay next Monday, and I haven't even half finished.
Cheer up. I'm sure you'll make it.
Thanks. I wish I had your confidence.
Do you know if the librarian's always so strange?
You mean Mrs. Leroy? Not always. She's just having a bad day today. Her computer, the one she watches over like her own child, has already crashed twice today. It's made her a little jumpy. Now she has to catch up on an incredible amount of work, which explains why she's literally bludgeoning her keyboard.
Why did her computer crash?
Because some electrical cable in the basement doesn't work properly. It takes at least an hour until that can be repaired. And now, poor Miss Leroy has to do all the work by herself.
Don't you have a janitor?
The caretaker is at a presentation. Something about a computer game.
I see. Listen, David, can you tell me where I find the fuse box in the basement?
What do you want to do there?
Things.
Well, down the stairs, second door to the right, then left and down the corridor.
Thanks, I wouldn't have found it by myself. Now I know where to go in the basement. It says York United. Damn, it's stuck. I can't open it with my bare hands. This should work. Mrs. Leroy leaves her desk. Let's see. Here's the card index. Manish, Marworth, McKinsley. Aha! There it is. McLaw, Rangersfield Hall. Somehow, I have a bad feeling about this.
How can I help you?
Hi, my name is Stobart. George Stobart. I have an appointment with Mr. McLaw.
Strange. He didn't tell me about it. Besides, he has a visitor right now.
It's really important.
Okay, come in, I'll show you the way.
Thanks.
Mr. McLough's room is at the end of the northwest passage.
It must be cold up there in the Arctic region. Thanks very much.
Without the seal, we won't have a chance.
That could cause problems.
And you think this American knows something?
Definitely. He's real nosy.
If you're right, you'll get all the necessary information about the order.
How will we catch him, Jimmy?
I've had two of my best men take care of him. They should be here soon.
Even though I can't stand the man, we did agree that you wouldn't hurt him. You only want his information.
Sure, that's what I said.
Could I use your toilet, please?
Of course, it's just down the corridor.
George!
Andre, you sneaky traitor!
It's not what you think! They only want to talk to you.
Oh no!
Mr. Stobart, we'll talk to you later. In the meantime, you can get familiar with your new roommate. If you aren't familiar already, that is.
Who are you? Ah!
You seem surprised, Mr. Stobart.
How did you...
You're not the only one who can play tricks.
But I saw you lying dead on the floor of the train compartment.
Immediately before I got on the train to Bannockburn, I put on a bulletproof vest. After all, unlike you, I knew what was ahead of us and who we would encounter along the way. A blood cartridge was an incredibly useful means to feign my own death.
And how did you escape?
That's a very long story.
I have followed George to England. I haven't heard from him since his arrival in York. That's not like him at all. I'm really worried. There's something in my bag, but the usual items carried by any woman, and a phone number. Jimmy McClough?
Who's speaking, please?
My name is Nicole Collard. I'm a TV journalist with the French channel Canal 1. We were thinking about airing an extensive portrait of you, which would include an interview. After all, you're one of the most renowned historians of our time.
It sounds really tempting, but I think I'm going to have to turn you down.
That would be a great pity. We're one of the most successful channels in Europe. Our ratings are very high, which would guarantee that your portrait would find a great audience. You would be able to tell generations of people about your views on some of the most historic events. I mean, you're one of the very few allowed to oversee the preparations for the first moon landing. You were able to follow Armstrong, Aldrin, and the others during their training for the mission. It would be a shame if the public were denied these unique insights.
I must admit that you've done your research well.
Thanks.
Under the circumstances, I'd be happy to meet you here at my house sometime.
This may sound a little forward, but how about conducting the interview today?
Today, you TV people move awfully quickly, don't you?
That's our trademark.
Very well then. I'll be at my house at 2 o'clock. For reasons of security, I can't tell you my address over the phone. But you can meet me secretary at the History Museum. She's leading a tour for a group of children there. I'll phone her and tell her you're coming. She'll bring you here. I'm sorry that I have to make it this complicated, but there really is no other way. There have been attempts to assassinate me. It seems as if I don't only have friends. I'll wait for you till 2 o'clock. That's in 20 minutes. If you're not there by that time, we'll have to postpone our meeting by about 3 weeks, because I'm going on a 3-week business trip today.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Derek Stevenson. I'm with the York Police Force. There has recently been an unpleasant increase in theft of luggage at this airport. That's why we are carrying out a routine search. Please stay calm. There's no need to panic. But apart from the airport staff, nobody will be permitted to leave the premises while the search is underway. This should take no longer than 40 minutes. My colleague will give you all further instructions. We apologise for the inconvenience and thank you for your patience.
Damn, I have to be at McClough's house in 20 minutes.
Stop. You can't go in there. This entrance is for staff only. I must see your ID card.
Well, I left it inside the room. May I fetch it?
Section 4, paragraph 3 of operational guidelines clearly states no access to sealed areas for unauthorised persons.
Maybe you could fetch my bag for me.
Well, not really, but I suppose I could make an exception. What does it look like?
Well, there are small hearts on its left side, spelling out, I love you.
One moment, please. I'm afraid your bag is not in this room.
And you really can't let me in?
Section 4, paragraph 3 of...
Okay, I understand. Have a nice day. Excuse me?
Yes. Oh, Miss Collard.
Do we know each other?
I met you and George in Quaramone about 4 years ago. George was in prison, and you were going to a meeting with General Graciento. Do you remember?
I do now. But I don't remember your name.
Dwayne Henderson. I was there shopping with my enchanting wife, Pearl.
Ah, oui. Monsieur Henderson. Nice to see you again after such a long time.
How are you doing?
So. I'm looking for George. Ah, George! How is he? I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't heard of him in a few days now. That's how men are. Sometimes they need some distance from us women. He'll call you back, honey. That's not really George's style.
Well, George does behave a little strange occasionally.
What brings you to York?
Pearl and I are here on a stopover, on our way to Morocco. We want to have a look at some old ruins there. And as we're there anyway, we'd like to do a little shopping tour.
Here in York, we've already seen the traditional happiness fair. You traveled all this way to see a fair?
It's not just some fair. It's possibly the most important invention in entertainment in living memory. Apart from the TV, maybe.
Besides, the second biggest wheel in the world is here in York.
When we arrived, it was closed for repairs.
I'm sorry?
There's no need. We went on the water roller coaster twice instead.
Whee, that was fun.
Especially when you kept screaming into my ear all the time.
Don't be so prickly, Bumblebee. Oh, Bumblebee. Have you ever heard of a historian called Jimmy McClough? Oh, yes, we were in his museum. The History Museum. That's the one, you know it? Not really, but I have an appointment with his secretary. After that, I'm going to meet Mr. McClough in person.
You are gonna meet Mr. McClough? The Jimmy McClough?
Yes, in about 20 minutes. If I don't make it in time, I'll miss my chance and I'll have to wait 3 weeks. But with this search going on, I can't get out of the building. That's a disaster. You don't get to meet Jimmy McClough every day.
If we can help you in any way, just let us know.
Okay, thanks. Could you do me a favor? Yes? Could you somehow distract that watchman over there? That police officer? Exactly. Do you want to get into that room? It's my only chance to get out of the building before my 20 minutes are up. Okay, we'll help you. Excuse me, sir.
What can I do for you, ma'am?
May we take a photo with you? You don't see a real British policeman every day. Especially when you come from America.
It's an honour, ma'am. But you know, we have a policy.
To hell with your policy. The uniform appears to be my size. Such things tend to happen every time things start to get interesting. A pity, isn't it? Damn, it doesn't fit. I'll need that one soon. Might be useful sometime. I've got one of those in Paris, only mine looks better. What am I supposed to say?
Wait a minute. Only airport and flight personnel are allowed to leave the complex.
Don't I look like one of them?
That's beside the point, miss. May I see your ID, please? You know, regulations.
Here's my ID.
Is that really you in the photograph?
Of course it's me. Who else should be on my ID?
Okay, miss.
Mrs.
Sorry, Mrs.
Mrs. Wanda Kirsch.
Okay, that's the name on this ID card. So you can't have stolen it.
If you only knew.
Pardon?
Nothing. Are you Mr. McClough's assistant?
Who wants to know?
My name is Nicole Collard.
Oh, right. The journalist. We should hurry or we'll be late.
Okay.
This is Mr. McClough's estate. I think you can find your own way from here. I have to leave you here. My group of children are waiting.
Thanks a lot.
It's been a pleasure. Goodbye and good luck with your interview.
I take a look at my watch and I notice that I'm 5 minutes late. What am I to do? Georges would know what to do with it. I might need it later. No, I must find George first.
Nico, down here!
George?
Live and in color.
Each time we get separated, I find you behind bars.
I guess it's just bad luck.
What happens this time?
I'll tell you later. First, meet an old acquaintance.
Mademoiselle Collard, good to see you again.
You evil, deceitful idiot! I thought you were dead!
Nico, calm down and get us out of here first.
Us? You don't expect me to get this murder out of here, do you?
Yes, I do. Come on, I'll explain everything later.
What am I supposed to... I don't think that's a good idea. When I was young, I used to watch Western movies with my father. The crooks usually get out of jail by using a horse and a lasso to pull the bars out of the wall. Maybe it works in real life too. This could work.
Let's get out of here. I think they're coming.